The Indianapolis Prize is also honoring another big cat, the cheetah, which also happens to be the newest animal exhibit at the Indianapolis Zoo. Next, the life and work of Laurie Marker and her Cheetah Conservation Fund.
Hello.
We've joined with our 2009 Farmer of the Year, Adolfo Kamaru. He's brought us into a community that's trying to establish a resettled conservancy, a conservancy made up of farmers who come from the communal lands.
Together, our group is working with communities just like you throughout all of Africa. And from that, I think that we, as a team here, we can help you go to another level in your farming and in your management and to help your livelihoods. At the same time as allowing to have an animal like the cheetah or a predator on your land, which does help maintain a healthy ecosystem. The children growing up to be some of these good subsistence farmers, working with the elders, working with the communities, we can actually see a difference. Do you guys know what a cheetah is?
Anybody who depends on the land for their livelihood is going to feel vulnerable when a conservationist comes along. Laurie recognizes that vulnerability to encourage them to take confident moves towards conservation action on behalf of the cheetah.
Conservation almost always comes down to economic issues, and in this case, you're talking about local people losing their livelihood to cheetahs.
The main conflict is livestock loss. I don't think people just want to kill predators because they like to do it, but it's because they have no other option.
If you leave the cheetah and leave the wild animals, the balance will be there. You must put together one and one. You must start at the basic way, how the cheetah is and how their cattle is. And it takes time. It is not done in one day.
By learning from you is to actually help you benefit more from your farming.
Laurie Marker has worked to protect cheetahs around the world since the mid-1970s. She made the southwest African country of Namibia her permanent home in 1990. And she founded the Cheetah Conservation Fund, or CCF, as a base for cheetah research, as well as a working farm to show locals a sustainable model for conservation.
Laurie's a farmer, Laurie's a conservationist. She's able to speak a common language from a learned standpoint.
What the dogs do is they bond with the flock. They live with them, they walk out in the bush with them, and they bark loudly at any intruder. We breed the dogs here. We place them with farmers to reduce livestock loss.
What Laurie hopes to do is to really get them invested in having a proper and healthy functioning ecosystem.
Saving the cheetah is actually about changing the world. The cheetah is at the very top of this pyramid, and we have to get the bottom right and every other level in between.
With Laurie and the Cheetah Conservation Fund's approach, it's always looking at the ecosystem and keeping things in balance. And it's not just about cheetahs. It's looking at the kind of grasslands that should exist there naturally. It's looking at the wildlife that should be there.
And I really foresee a time when our farmers in Africa are actually profiting from their agriculture and living in harmony with the cheetah. And I call it changing the face of Africa.
Today, there are about 10,000 cheetahs left in the wild. Around 3,000 are living in Namibia. In addition to its sustainability efforts, CCF is home to about 50 orphan cheetahs. The CCF has learned how to protect and grow wild population, in part by studying the cheetah's genes.
Understanding the genetics of the cheetahs has been a long part of our research. The cheetah lacks genetic variation.
Wow, hey, take a look at that.
So we've worked on over 800 wild cheetahs. Some of these animals we've then started doing reintroduction research on.
Laurie's work has shown that the cheetah population has increased over the last 20 years as she's been there. They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. And the local farmers accept that, the international scientific community all agrees. And Laurie's really hit her stride in terms of conservation.
It's the most amazing animal there is in the world. We want them all living out in the wild. We have so much more to do to make sure that our goal at the end is this sustainability and these lifestyles, and that the cheetah is still walking the earth in 20 years.
Amazing to think there are only 10,000 cheetahs in the wild now, since they are known to have been on this earth at least 3.5 to 4 million years. That's long before any of the other big cats that are alive today. Laurie Marker wants to make sure the cheetah's long history doesn't end in extinction. You can see the story of her work alongside the new cheetah exhibit at the Indianapolis Zoo.